And welcome to this week's What's Hot. And in this peacetime crisis, it is the rise of the ventilators that are taking centre stage in terms of stocks that are doing well. Ventilator maker Inspiration Healthcare saw its shares surge higher after the company secured its biggest ever order from the NHS, and shares in Novocyte climbed after an update on the coronavirus diagnostic test developed by its molecular diagnostics division, Primer Design. Public Health England ordering £1 million worth of its COVID-19 test. Well, Open Orphan couldn't hold on to all the gains that it made last week after much discussion about a broad-spectrum universal influenza vaccine. Here's Executive Chairman Cahill Friel.
We announced a ninth challenge study virus on Monday, and that was we're now working on producing one of the first coronavirus challenge study models that we can use to test other people's vaccines. As we know, the world is racing to get a vaccine that works, and they're banging down the doors of Whitechapel to get in and get our staff to test will their vaccine work.
Now, some retail investors are starting to view supermarket stocks as defensive shares to buy into. Well, Steve Windsor, founder of the Supermarket Income Real Estate Investment Trust, reminded investors that Tesco plans a £5 billion special dividend after it sold 2,000 stores in Thailand. So buy the Tesco shares and also get some income. Alan Green, Chief Executive of Brand Communications, is taking a pragmatic approach.
Coronavirus has initiated a change in the dynamic of supermarkets and their earnings. Of course, really, we've seen a long demise over the past decades with the likes of Sainsbury's and Tesco's and Morrison's being attacked by the budget supermarkets like Aldi, like Lidl and so on. But as you rightly say, with this demand now, is it a short-term spike? Well, certainly we know with the virus said to be peaking at the end of May, it's going to go on for a few months, and it should lift earnings. So if supermarkets, if they have the products available to put on the shelves and they're buying anything, then certainly for the short term, they could be a very good recovery play. Would I invest into them for the longer term? Because I think, once this is over, and it will be over, once this is over, I think we're going to see the return to the old model where the shoppers will go for the discount option or they'll be shopping online.
Staying with supermarkets, and on Wednesday, investors get an update from William Morrison. Billboarder observations reminding us about how the company supports local and now what the average shop has become. Thursday, we get full year results from Next. Well, at the beginning of the year, the fashion retailer had upped its profit forecast, and the esteemed Lex column of the Financial Times had described it as a stable label. But as we've discovered, 2.5 months is a long time, and will that upped guidance still be relevant? Well, Gym Group had been defiant in the face of the threat of social isolation. It would remain open. However, Thursday, will that defiance be defeated by the pandemic? And what guidance will the company share with investors in this week's update? Well, on Friday, Hadrian's Wall has an EGM. Now, unfortunately, it is to wind up the business, but there is value in a name. Surely it could make some money by selling Hadrian's Wall. I mean the name, not the historical artefact. For those who don't know about Hadrian's Wall, it was known as the Roman Wall or the Picts' Wall. It ran from the banks of the River Tyne near the North Sea to the Solway Firth on the Irish Sea, and was the northern limit of the Roman Empire. The ancient Britons, including the Picts, held the rest. Well, should our current situation become dire and physical boundaries are needed to be constructed to curb the coronavirus, then the name Hadrian's Wall might have renewed relevance and the business could be redefined. Stay well. I'll be back same time next week. I'm not going anywhere.